Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. You're getting sleepy, very sleepy by the rotation and slow undulation of the floating sand. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we're actually, we're breaking out. Ooh, we're breaking out of the previous episode's hidey hole and continuing on towards the far lands west here in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3. Grabbing Wolfie. Let's grab a boat while we're at it, actually, and continue on in where did that boat go? In episode 394. Ooh, I am drawn in that direction, but the water goes this way. Much further. Well, slightly further. But yeah, episode 394. It is Wednesday, August 20th, 2014. How you doing? Good day, sir. Good day. And we're still raising money for Child's Play charity. And remember that time 2 days ago when I said, hey, everybody, we just passed $9,000 raised for Child's Play charity. Go, Wolfie. We just raised $9,000 for Child's Play charity this season. Perhaps before episode 400, we should set a goal to raise $10,000 to reach and pass the $10,000 mark. Well, it seems that you guys got a little bit ahead of yourselves. And indeed, we are already past $10,000. We're at $10,030 raised for Child's Play charity this season, Season 5 of Far Lands or Bust. There were quite a few donations that came in, but I specifically would like to thank Alzaroth, a very frequent donor to Child's Play charity through Far Lands or Bust, a longtime Farlander, for a very generous donation. Alzaroth, apparently doing it for his or her. I'm sorry, I don't know. For their 1,000 subscriber special that's, I think, coming up. So thank you very much. Congrats on your own milestone there, and thank you very much for that generous donation, getting us up and over the top of $10,000. So I besiege you with this. Is that the correct use of that term? Probably not. But with this, that now that we are at $10,000 and we're still 6 episodes away from episode 400, that's a good 2 weeks. 3 episodes a week. Mathematics. I say we try to reach $11,739. I say to you, we shall do it this day and onward and upwards. Not because it is easy, but because it is hard. That is a terrible JFK impression. It's more Mayor Quimby. Well, which I suppose Mayor Quimby was based off JFK. But anyway, yeah, $11,739 before episode 400. You might be asking, where on earth am I grabbing this number out of the air from? It's actually $11,739 was the amount we raised for Season 2. The original goal for Season 2, the first season we were raising money for Child's Play charity, was $8,200, but then we held the Flobathon, the first Far Lands or Bust live stream, and at the end of that, the final total for that season was $11,739. So I think, I say, and I doth declare that we can raise that before episode 200. Or, I'm sorry, too late, you failed. No, before episode 400, excuse me, of Far Lands or Bust, and then I will do... I'm thinking episode 400. I'll do like an actual episode 400 here in Far Lands or Bust, obviously. But after that, if we reach that, I'll do some sort of special... people are suggesting like a mini Flobathon. Maybe I could see like a live stream, a live event of moderate extended nature. Maybe like a 4-hour live stream, 400, 4-hour, 4 numbers. Or something like that. I'll come up with ideas, and I suppose I'll take some suggestions. But yeah, $11,739. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. No, what? No, don't smoke, kids. But yeah, let's go for that. That sounds like a great thing to go for. What is the word I'm looking for? Goal. A great goal to go for in Season 5, the season without goals. We are just endless and mindless wanderers. We have no goals, no particular destination. Well, we do. Farlands, obviously, but it's gonna be a while. Did that... Oh, I was gonna say, did that sheep just turn pink? It did, because it ran into a cactus. Sheep, just about as smart as Wolfie. Or vice versa. Wolfie, just about as smart as sheep. Indeed. So, continuing on here, did I say, yeah, episode 394. Look at all this sand. It looks... You could really see the texture when you have a giant wall of sand like this. I think that's changed in the more recent snapshots. The texture gets randomized, so it's not so... It doesn't look like a website background on a GeoCities page. Classic. Classic web design joke. So yeah, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff indeed. I do appreciate everybody's continued support for Child's Play charity, helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world. And through Farlands or Bust particularly, of course, that's also very, very awesome and nice. And we make a difference. We make a difference indeed. The cow agrees. The cow agrees. Oh, I totally missed that cave over there. I miss a lot of caves. I miss a lot of things just in Minecraft in general. Indeed. So, yeah, I don't have, again, just like the last episode, I'm not finding too much news, too much news to be discussing with everybody, because generally the news is not good, as I've mentioned before. I'm not ignoring it, I'm not tiptoeing around it, but it as I've mentioned before, Farlands or Bust is kind of a silly concept. It's okay to be positive, is even in the face of such overwhelming unfortunateness and just depressing news and whatnot. It's okay to be positive, and that's what I tried to do here with Farlands or Farlands or Bust, excuse me. As much as that's what I did. I started saying much before I finished saying butch. Bust. Ooh, that's a tough one. Some sort of lines are crossed in my brain between those two words. Oh man, but yeah, you know, I saw there was some. I'm stuck. I am stuck in the sand. I offended it by talking about the texture, and now I'm stuck. There we go. There were some, you know, I saw on some blogs. There's a very cool Cassini saw around, or actually on Titan, a storm forming, clouds above a lake of liquid methane, and that, you know, that was kind of cool space news. You know, the Dawn, is it Dawn? No, yeah, Dawn. No, what's the spacecraft that currently is around the comet, 67P? You know, that's still going on. We've had in the past week or so, we've had a few just standard rocket launches to launch satellites up into space or geosynchronous orbit. Just stuff going on in space news in regard to that. But just otherwise, I subscribe to a lot of blogs and RSS feeds, and nothing has really just jumped out at me and said, yes, this is something I need to talk about in Farlands or Bust. So we're going with the, I suppose, is kind of like the early Farlands or Bust format here, where I struggle with things to talk about. It's a terrible affliction. But we are continuing on here. Yeah. With your donations to Child's Play charity, you can leave a comment, ask a question. You can also ask questions. I very quickly and briefly peruse the comments of a video, the previous episode's comments before I record. Like today's episode, I looked really quickly at Monday's episode, excuse me, today's Wednesday, and looked through the comments to see if there are any questions. You can ask me things on Twitter. If something really sticks in my head and says, oh, this will be a good thing to talk about in Farlands or Bust, then I will do such things as those. But I generally give priority to the donor questions at farlandsorbust.com, the Child's Play charity. But one of the questions I got from Doc Gratis is, do you think it was foreshadowing? This is very topical right now. Get out of the way, because I'm about to sleep. Do you think it was foreshadowing that in your first few episodes you said you didn't like to sleep in beds and didn't want to live in a dirt shack? And now you sleep in hidey holes and elevated hidey holes. I don't know if it obviously wasn't foreshadowing. I just started playing my Let's Play just after they added beds. Actually, for a while into the Far Lands or Bust journey, beds didn't reset your spawn point. That was something they were supposed to do, but it was broken. So eventually we had to test that out in a separate world, and then it finally did start working. So for a while there, it was... Careful, Wolfie! Good gravy! What are you... Here. Sit. You noodle? Alright, now I gotta get back up. There's so much stuff happening. Oh god. Alright, let's go to sleep. That might be a spawn. That might be a spawn. Alright, let's go to sleep. And awakeness. These trees are dangerous. They're dangerous. Yeah, you got... Oh yeah, the ground level leaves are what cause issues. We have some extra pork chops here, so let's try to... There we go. Feed Wolfie and not the Fern. Fern Gully. But let's continue on. But yeah, when they first added beds is when I first started actually playing Minecraft. And I originally said I was originally quite resistant to the whole bed thing. Because I really liked the fact that when the sun set, that was what made Minecraft interesting to me. That, you know, the danger, it could have just been an exploration or a building Lego game, as there do exist many of those. But this whole added fact that the sun sets and then bad things start to happen, zombies and mobs and skeletons and stuff come out to kind of impede your ability to build and be creative, really is what I feel like set the game apart. So yeah, I was originally kind of against that, and but eventually, obviously, the way I played the game changed. I'm walking to the Far Lands here. I'm not playing the normal Minecraft game anymore. So foreshadowing, perhaps not, but perhaps just a sign of the changing times. And wow, look at this place. That's neat. I like that very sharp edge there. Cool. Look at that waterfall. Look at this waterfall. Waterfalls for days. Wolfie, I don't want to accidentally shoot you, so let's have a seat. Oh, I need to step back for the panoramic here. Boop. Bling. Blong. Bling. Panorama-rama. Very cool. But yeah, yeah, it's hard to say. There are a lot of things that I'm sure changed that I got used to, sort of things. But then again, there are a lot of things that changed or were added that I simply don't like, that I still don't like. It's just simply my gameplay style. I like simple games. In terms of the mechanics, you might notice that I tend to get a little bit unhappy about games that add too many things with experience points or budgets, or, you know, the style of tycoon, I guess, style games, which is why, you know, I liked Euro Truck Simulator 2 was interesting, but it was at its core kind of a tycoon simulator game where you get money, you have to manage your money, you have to buy new trucks and buy new buildings and blah 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 blah, and after a while I'm like, that's really the only way to literally progress in this game, so I'm kind of done. You know, there was that. And in terms of Minecraft, I don't really like the enchanting, the potion stuff. You know, it all has to deal with levels and experience and recipes. I liked the simple game where I was mentioning David R46YTX's Adventures in Minecraft. how he didn't have a wiki. He wasn't looking up things on a wiki. He didn't, the only way you could figure out, unless you're going to sit there for hours and hours doing trial and error, the only way you can figure out how to brew certain potions, or even that certain potions exist at all, is by looking it up. And that sort of thing is not my cup of tea. Tea, for instance, is simple. You have hot water, you have tea, plong, you're ready, you're done. That's the only recipe you need to know. But yeah, when certain elements get too complicated, I suppose even we even started playing multiplayer Call of Duty, and I also played Call of Duty 1 and United Offensive single-player campaign. I like those games because they're so simple. Even the multiplayer games are so simple. You don't carry over experience, you don't go back and buy different guns or upgrades, or you don't rank up and then carry that over to the continual rounds. It's on a round-by-round basis. When you start a new round of multiplayer Call of Duty 1 and United Offensive, everybody starts at the same level. Sure, the skills will begin to show themselves as the match goes on, and then as in that match you get 10 points, you get an extra grenade, 20 points, you get extra ammo, 30, you get something else, 40, you get the artillery. But then once that round is over, everybody starts from scratch, and it's very simple. Even within Call of Duty, I always only really like playing deathmatch, team deathmatch, or capture the flag. The other ones, the domination and the search and destroy and whatever the other ones are, just don't appeal to me at all because they require... I don't like defense. I don't like playing defense and defending stuff. I just like... If you'll watch my footage, and if you all at all sort of critique and or analyze my gameplay in Call of Duty multiplayer, you'll notice that I'm kind of the who cares, I'm just going to run at them kind of tactic. I don't really stand by and have too much of strategy. I also, one of my problems is that I tend to, what's the word I'm looking for? I tend to RP it, I guess. Is that the word I'm looking for? I tend to kind of real play it as if I am a soldier in World War II. So the bunny hopping, the no-scoping, the, when it starts to get... that's kind of what happens when you have these more advanced gameplay, the search and destroy, the whatever, beacon, the radio, whatever the domination, defense, whatever it's called, headquarters, I don't know. There starts to be ways you can kind of, where a player could learn the game type and exploit certain aspects of the gameplay to their advantage, as opposed to deathmatch, team deathmatch. It's pretty much the only gameplay there is to kill the other player, so you have to be able to kill the other player is really the only thing that comes down to. Yeah, you can know the maps, and yeah, you can kind of know shortcuts in that regards, but yeah, that kind of is a detriment because in the end, it's not real war. It's not real World War II. It's a video game, and if you can exploit the video game mechanics to your advantage, then you have an advantage. So yeah, that's... Whoa. I don't have anything to talk about today, Kurt says. So yeah, I tend to like, when speaking of the beds, I was probably... in Minecraft, I was probably against it at first, just because it didn't seem... It seemed to complicate things an additional degree. But in the end, it's a pretty simple thing, and especially, like I said, now I'm not playing the game as a normal game of Minecraft. It serves an essential purpose now to hopefully, we've never had to test it since I've never died in this world yet, but hopefully it secures and is kind of make sure we don't have to start over the journey completely in the event I were to come to my unfortunate demise. But yeah, I appreciate that question, and the donation, of course. Doc gratis. Let's see here. Oh, I had a question about who are your favorite YouTubers that don't have as many subs, but I'll come back to that one. I have to actually probably write them down and think about it, or else I'm just going to start spitting out names and then being like, do they have a lot of subs? I don't know. But let's see here. There are a lot of YouTube-related questions. I might save those for Friday, maybe have a YouTube-specific episode. Here we go. James from the UK asks, if you could travel through time and space and not die from the vast amounts of speed, what would be the most interesting, ideal planet for you to visit? I'm assuming is what the rest of that question should be. James from the UK asks, I would, you could probably, if I could go anywhere, space and time, I don't know that I would restrict myself to the solar system. One of the cool things that really struck a chord with me in the original Cosmos with Carl Sagan is he was in the spaceship of the imagination and flying. There was at one point where he flew over a fictional exoplanet that harbored life and intelligent life. And one of the questions he asked was, what does their music sound like? And that's just like a little bit mind-boggling and mind-blowing. Is like, yeah, if you think about, there's got to be, just mathematically and statistically speaking, there's got to be another planet out there in the universe. Maybe in our galaxy, the odds go down when you start to restrict yourself to that, but certainly within our universe. Can't say for sure, because we don't have evidence or proof, but there's got to be other intelligent life out there in the universe. What does their music sound like? Because, obviously they're not going to have guitars and violins and drums or anything like that. Certainly the atmosphere on their planet might be a different density, so sound waves travel differently. What does their music sound like? You start to think about culture things. We tend to, when we think about alien life, we tend to think about technology. Oh, how fast can they travel? Are they in space yet? Blah, 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 blah. But think about, like, the culture that they might have. It kind of really blows my mind. So to answer that question, I would want to go to another planet with life, hopefully peaceful life, non-hostile life, and just kind of explore that to see how that gets it. Oh, nice of you to generate just before we go to sleep here. Speaking of which, let's go to sleep, and let's go over there in the morning. And awakeness. Oh, there's another place over there. Can't decide which way to go. Let's go that way. Actually, I could probably get a... Ooh, here we go. Nice panorama here. Beep. Bop. Boop. Beep. Bop. I could probably do 360, but it's not really interesting behind me. It's not really interesting to the east. We want to go west. Well, northwest here, but yeah, that's something that always kind of stuck with me and made it was like interesting. Like, yeah, that would be pretty amazing to be able to experience that sort of thing. I mean, yeah, maybe they don't even communicate via auditory. Is that the word I'm looking for? Like through sound. Maybe they don't have ears. Maybe they don't have music at all. Or maybe it is. Maybe they only experience that creative outlet by physical contact. Like we can feel when people hit us, or I don't know. Who knows? It's completely beyond our understanding because we only have this one experience that we have right now. So yeah, that's. If I just had any choice, I would be like, bring me to a planet with other intelligent life, peaceful, hopefully, and I want to be able to experience their culture. And of course, that boils down to being able to understand or communicate with them. And another point that the original Cosmos made was that, we have these radio dishes and SETI and stuff set up. How do we expect to be able to even understand or communicate the languages or what comes from another planet, beings from another planet, when we can't even understand or communicate with other beings, other species on our own Earth? Talk about the other mammals who have very complex languages, like dolphins and whales. We can't even communicate with them. There are studies and there are attempts. Oh god, we're getting under attack. We're looking for peaceful beings, Mr. Skeleton Man. Okay, well, those are warning shots. Guy. Wolfie's just hanging out with them. Screenshot. Oh, nice volley. Oh, no, 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 no. This guy's a terrible shot. I don't think I've ever seen such a terrible shot from a skeleton before. Well, the new ones are snipers. Wow, he was quite a terrible shot. He was just, yeah, the new ones are snipers. They don't even have to draw their bows back, but, oh wow, that's even above the cloud layer. That was weird. I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, that's what I would do. That I suppose answers that question. Indeed. Where am I going here? That's west. Okay. Neat. Well, I suppose I'm gonna actually, as I mentioned when I first introduced. Let me take an aside here to talk to everybody now that we're actually late in the episode. Ah, dang, I wanted to mention... Anyway, I'll mention it here. But I kind of, when I first introduced my Patreon, I said that I really wouldn't be, like, talking about it or advertising it or anything much. But people keep asking me that now that it's actually reached what I had set as the final milestone, which would be to launch, well, gosh, a vlog channel. And people are wondering when that's going to start, when that's going to start, when that's going to start. With time, I still have all the other milestones to get going. An official podcast, a separate podcast, audio podcast, console gaming, new computer, that sort of stuff. So we got to get that stuff running first, and then the vlog channel will start running. So please be patient with that, but I do intend and continue to do Patreon updates as separate videos, just to keep them separate from my content here. I do appreciate, obviously, the generous outpourings of support there, and it has obviously shown that there has been no, or even there has been positive impact on the support for Child's Play charity, our fundraiser here, so that's great. But I intend to, I'll probably record today and release tomorrow an update video about the Patreon. I also intend to post a breakdown of the first month Patreon support, and then I want to be as transparent as possible, and I'll give the breakdown as what was fees, what goes to this, what goes to that, just so everybody knows what they're supporting. And then also, I've been doing weekly live streams. The first one I did on a Tuesday, the next one I did on a Wednesday night. Tomorrow, Thursday, is when I'm planning on doing the next weekly live stream. So follow me on Twitter. That is the best way to keep the most pertinent, updated information about when I'm going to be live streaming. It will probably be another earlier, like early afternoon Central Time, American Central Time live stream. And, whoa, look at all these pumpkins. Oop, and spoilers. Wow. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Is this the maximum? We gotta ask Brian if Lorgon 111, because he knows his pumpkin patches. There's like a random number, like between 1 and something, that a pumpkin patch can spawn. So either this is like the full amount, or this is 2 pumpkin patches that just spawn next to each other. It's Halloween in July, or yes, in July, Kurt. In August. Halloween is in October, Kurt. So well done there, guy. But so what was I gonna say? So yeah, live stream tomorrow, Thursday the 21st. Early afternoon. I'm sorry I don't have the time set, and then I know when I do, whenever I do what I do. Is that a... No, that's gravel. Never mind. Go about your business. Careful, Wolfie! Yeah, whenever I do mention that I'm gonna live stream on a day and I don't already set a specific time, I'll get people saying, no, not this time, it's not good for my thing, more European friendly. No, in America, I'm at work at that time. Everybody, there's never going to be a case where everybody is going to be 100% satisfied, and I apologize for that. And even when I do come down to a specific date and time where we will be doing this on a regular weekly schedule, not everybody's going to be happy. So we'll just have to work with it. Every streamer, every live event of any time has to deal with this sort of thing. So I'm not saying it's unique to you guys requesting these things, but we'll work it out. So yeah, look forward to that tomorrow, the 21st. I'll probably be finishing up, fingers crossed. In the last week, I was doing hardcore spin tires in hardcore mode, difficult hardcore mode, and we'll probably be finishing up that map for tomorrow's live stream. So there's that. Did that just appear, or am I losing my mind? I think I'm losing my mind. I don't think those things just randomly grow. The ferns I'm talking about. Fern gully. Ooh. What else I want to talk about? No, that's it. So yeah, I'll enough of the Patreon talk. I do separate update videos for that where I just talk. Yeah. Indeed. Woof. Do we have... We don't. Let's get another boat. Got another good boat journey in us here. And then we will have to find a place... Ow! To, sorry. To wrap up this episode. Sorry, I said ow because I just discovered for probably the majority of this episode I've been sitting with my right foot on top of my left foot. And I just moved them, and then, like, the blood rushed back to my toes and my left foot, and I'm like, why was I doing that? Why on earth my, like, feet are having fights without my knowledge? It's involuntary foot movements or something. And then ow, don't do that, Kurt. Wolfie! Oh, God. Okay, he's right there. Indeed. Yeah, we're actually... where's he? Okay, he's still over there. I know you're gonna spawn. Let's watch you despawn. There we go. Boop! Alright. Oh, they must spawn in view. Because he spawned behind me that time. So yeah, it must spawn relative to the direction you're actually facing. The things we are learning about Wolfie. Oh, I'll give you a little, I'll give you something to chew on before the end of the episode here. I'm not. Speaking of wolves and dogs, I wish to obtain a canine companion in the real life realm. Not immediately and not within the next, not too soon. There's other things that have to happen first. But I actually, that was actually a month ago or so, I went and looked at a rescue place was having an event, and they specialize in the area in cattle dogs, Australian cattle dogs, and there was this one that was a cattle dog corgi mix, and it was nice and small, but it was still a cattle dog. It had the long legs, and it was a very cool dog, and I saw and kind of hung out with it for an hour and took it for a walk and stuff like that, and I just wanted to mention that that's a pretty cool breed mix, and maybe that's... I have all these goals for, like, oh, it's new car year, or oh, now it's new computer year in the next couple months. Hope maybe new pet year, and I'll perhaps take the plunge with a rescue dog, a canine companion. I will not name it Wolfie. Hello. Probably because it is a rescue, it's probably going to already have a name. Or, like, this one in particular was found as a stray in a kill shelter before it was rescued, so they kind of just give them names. So yeah, I'm not sure what the protocol on that is. Like, when you do get a rescue dog, if it is a stray, and like it only recently got its name by the foster care person. Like, is it okay to give it a new name? Would that confuse it? Does that, like, reverse its training if it was trained? That's always... I already made a shovel. That's something I'll have to look up. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Hi, Wolfie! How are you? Hold on, I gotta do that really quick. So yeah, that's something, I suppose, a little bit of stuff that has happened in KurtJMac's life recently. Is I took a look at a dog. I opted not to. It just wasn't the right time. Again, I do feel like, although I know not a necessity, I do feel like, especially for that kind of dog, they're very active, require a lot of stimulation and exercise. Having some sort of yard-like situation would benefit. much better than where I currently am at. So I opted against it, but I did just give a donation to support that particular dog for a month or whatever the place had, set up for a little donation. And I do believe the last couple of weeks I checked, and she did get updated. It was a female dog. She did get updated. She did get updated. She got what's the word I'm looking for? Adopted. That's the word I'm looking for. Updated. Oh man. I gotta get like a CT scan or something. There are some lines that are crossed, some USB plugs that have been plugged into the wrong ports, and I gotta install new drivers or something, because the words, they're not coming out as I intend them to. That's not good for my my career here, since it is largely based on speaking words. But thank you very much for watching this episode of Farlands or Bust and listening to those words that I speak, no matter how confusing and nonsensical they may be. And thank you very much for supporting Child's Play charity at farlandsorbust.com. Let's get to $11,739 before episode 400. My name is Kurt. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time. Wolfie! Oh god. Okay, he's right there.